I almost didn't make this video because I figured that I had to have everything figured out before I came back. But like literally at 43, I'm realizing like just getting the life you want isn't about like everything being perfect. It's just about continually wanting to grow yourself. So I'm back and I just want to talk to you guys about like where I've been, where I'm kind of headed, like what I'm rebuilding as far as like this channel goes and what I'll be sharing moving forward, and like what this chapter of Kaykonvo is all about. Hi guys, if you don't know me, my name is Alicia and I go by Kaykonvo, and what I'm going to be doing now on this channel is just kind of like, I'm not a guru by any means. I'm even a little dolled up today, but don't expect that all the time. It's just because I had to like test these eyelashes, and we'll get into that more about what I'm kind of moving into. But if you've seen me before, I mostly used to talk about my Optavia journey and how I lost weight on the program, and I'm still kind of going to share that. But just to give you like a summary of what I'm doing moving forward, it's like I feel like my health and my wealth are two of my priorities, right? And I always felt like in my life continually, it was always one or the other. Like, if you know, you know, like what I'm saying is like, whenever I was doing really, really good, like, okay, I'm going to focus on eating right, I'm going to lose the weight, whatever, then I have a full-time job, but all of my side stuff I tried to do, I was really interested in that, but like, I couldn't focus on that at the same time because I didn't want to get too stressed out and then I'd overeat. So then I was focusing heavily on that part of my life. And the same thing is, that's how I kind of even fell into this YouTube channel. What I started doing was I started sharing what I was doing on this channel just to kind of help people out. And I didn't even know, like that kind of became like a side revenue for me. And I didn't even know like, oh, YouTube, oh, ad revenue, all of that all together. So when that started happening, I was like, wait, but then it became more about just me and my weight loss. And that kind of freaked me out just because, I mean, you know, the internet be like interneting and stuff and people, whatever. And that wasn't like my main focus in my life. Like I want my health to be right. But if you scroll like all the way back through my YouTube channel, I wanted to start a podcast and talk about side hustles. Like literally, that's why my name is Kaykonvo, because my middle name is Kay and I talk all the time. I like to talk, which you'll probably see this video. I don't even know how long it'll be, but I'm going to try to cut it down and put chapters. So if you guys are looking, the chapters are below if you want to like skip my rambling, but I'll kind of divide it up into the different chapters of the things I'm going to talk about. But again, that's basically what I used to want to do, just talk about, because I was so like intrigued about online and how people are making money online. And if any of you are seeing what's happening now, like it is just blowing up in so many ways. But on the flip side, just as a woman, like, and wanting to like feel confident about myself, I wanted to also make sure like my health was right. And that's how I ended up joining the Optavia program, and I lost the weight. And I'll tell you guys a little later what my husband and I are doing to kind of like get us, and I don't know if I'll flash some pictures on here to kind of show you like before and afters of things that not only changed my life, but it changed my husband's life too. Because the biggest thing I would say is I want to just share with you guys like things that I kind of felt like bridged the gap or like made me open my eyes to what I really wanted. Okay, so let's get into it. That's enough of me rambling. Let's just start with the first thing. So why I didn't come back. So I feel like at the very beginning, like I just told you guys, it kind of got overwhelming. Like I was sharing my story, I was coaching, and I was trying to help other people, which still to this day, I want to do that. Like even if you guys have any questions about the Optavia program, you can list them below. If you're worried about how I'm pronouncing it, you could put those comments down below as well. But anyway, so if you have any questions about the program, yes, I will answer those, because as of the program, as when I was on it, it has changed so much now. So I'm no longer a coach, so I can't give you that type of information. But if it's still relevant, I still have a whole bunch of videos you can kind of scroll through and see. But I got to the point where I realized like I want to help others, but I also started seeing repeat people coming back. So I was kind of like, whoa. I was like, why am I getting people coming back that have already done the program? So that kind of freaked me out a little bit, because I was like, what is happening? And listen, if you're sitting here and you're on here looking for me and you found me because of Optavia and you're wondering if the program works, the program works. And what I was doing was the 5-in-1 plan. So it got me to where I wanted. It's just as my life kind of progressed, I just figured out that I was kind of always getting to the point of wanting it to end. I don't know if you guys are like that. So if you're in a program or whatever, like someone once told me, like you can't measure, or like you can't improve what you don't measure. And I felt for some reason that I was gonna like lose the weight and then get to a finish line. And even in your life with your health, as well as your wealth, you're gonna start to understand that there isn't a finish line. And I'm not saying that to say like there isn't a goal, but I feel like when you reach that goal, you need to set a new one, because it's not like you're gonna set a budget and you guys are gonna save up enough money and then like you're never gonna budget again. Same thing with your weight loss. It's not like you're gonna lose a certain amount of weight, get to that point and never have to worry about weight again. You probably will feel better about yourself, but I felt like I started to understand that I'm always gonna have to worry about my weight or measure what's happening. And let me just put it all together and let you guys know, bottom line, and I probably said this 100 times, I don't have a weight loss issue. If you're like me, you can drop some weight, okay? Like, give me a couple months and you tell me I have to hit a goal and I can drop some weight. And like I said, the Optavia program did that for me. It dropped my weight. I lost like 60 pounds. I was feeling really, really good about myself. Like, I saw my body. That was the first time, you know, when you lose that same amount of weight, 30 pounds, gain 30 pounds, lose 30 pounds, gain 30 pounds. Well, with the program, that was the first time I crossed over that 30-pound mark. So when I crossed over that 30-pound mark, I was kind of like, oh, okay, I really see a change in my body. Then it was like 50. Then I was like, whoa. And then it kind of like trickled because I started helping my husband. I started coaching. And I just feel like maybe I wasn't really in the mindset to like focus on others at the time, but I didn't mind helping. Like I said, that's how I even started making the videos. But long story short, program works. The other thing is you're gonna always have to measure that. And moving forward, that's kind of what I want to share with you guys. Like, my health is always going to be something, but another passion that I have is wealth, right? So I want the two to coincide. And I feel like as a woman, I feel like we should be able to have a conversation about both. I should be able to want my health to be on par and look the part, but I should also be able to like get the freedom and feel like me growing my wealth is not a bad thing, right? Yes, I have a full-time job and I absolutely love my job, but I feel like, why can't I make the you know what type money where it's like I'm going on vacation and I'm not even worried about it. School's about to start and like money isn't a thing, right? And I'm not saying, listen, I'm not saying that money makes the world go round, but I do feel like money gives you the freedom to stress less. And I'm just being honest, and that's my experience. But I feel like whenever my husband and I are making a decision about something, money is always like at the top of it. Like, I need to all change. Okay, well, oh my gosh, I just paid for gas. Oh my goodness, I just paid for this. Oh, something breaks on your car. When you see people that are super wealthy, and I'm not talking about like I'm living okay. I'm just talking about people that have like constant money coming in that you don't feel like your income is capped. And that is going to be my goal that I'm going to be sharing with you guys on this channel too. And we'll get into that more later. But that's where I'm at. I'm basically at the point where I feel like I didn't come back and I've been gone for a minute, but I feel like now I don't want this channel to just be focused on my weight. I want it to be focused on my journey. And for me, Alicia Kaykonvo, as the woman, 43 years old, changing my life, I feel like my new journey is not just me focusing on my health, but me focusing on my wealth as well. Because like, I want to teach my daughters, like, you need to be healthy, because if you want to be wealthy and use the money, you can't take the money with you when you're gone, right? Like, I lost my sister and she was very young, and like, it doesn't matter what you build. So it's like, I want to build a life with that money now. Like, I want to live that life today. Like, I don't want to build that life and then like, oh, I can't even share it. So it's like, that's where the health part comes in. Because yeah, you could sit there and make so much money, but what I was doing is I get so focused on like doing what I'm doing, and I'm editing videos, I'm doing all the things. And my main thing right now is the Amazon influencer program and UGC. So I'm trying to tie those two in together, and I'm finally finding momentum in that. And that's what I'll be sharing my journey mostly. But I feel like when you're building those two, you want to make sure that you're taking care of your body, because who cares if you're going to start making a lot of money and you're not here to share it with your family? Because that's what I want. It's not like I even don't have a flexible job, which is really good, which allows me to help focus on these side things. It's just that I feel like I want the type of money that if I decide, the freedom that if I decide to take a vacation, I'm not worried about or feeling guilty about the money that I'm spending on said thing, or like, oh, can I go tomorrow? Can I go this day? Whatever. I just want that freedom. So that in a nutshell, I just wanted to kind of like bridge the gap and kind of give you guys an intro of what this channel is gonna be kind of moving forward. Now let's just talk about kind of like what my life has looked like and the journey I'm gonna be talking about. So my husband and I started fasting, okay? So I don't know if you guys know about this, but if you guys have any questions about fasting, please kind of put them below. I've been having a few questions, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of do a Q&A. But my husband and I had tried different forms of fasting and a few books that I really love. My first one I think I had was Jen Stevens, but her book was more focused on like delay, don't deny. So it's basically just explaining that you can eat what you want, just fast, and then you eat it later in the day, right? So I tried that, I did that, and then I found like a few YouTube channels where they were doing alternate day fasting, and a healthy alternative was one of the channels that I found. And I mean, it was like more extreme fasting where people were fasting for like days, right? But I was like, you know what? I've been hearing about alternate day fasting and different things. So I was like, I wonder. But that came about because, you guys, I literally had a heart scare. Like, I legit thought I was catching a heart attack because my heartburn was so bad. And this had nothing to do with the program, Optavia, or anything like that. It was just because I went back to maybe not eating as well, and I had taken my gallbladder out even before I started the program. But it was like, I was just wondering like what was going on. And then I feel like I started getting like PCOS and different things. I was noticing hair on my chin. It was just like acne along my chin. It was just problem on top of problem. And then when I started talking about that, you know, the algorithm does its thing. Fasting just kept popping up and like resetting and all these things and healing your body from within. So I feel like my whole understanding, if I want to give you like a short story of it, was I had a leaky gut. And I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but basically it's just expressing that what's on the inside of your microbiome, if it's not set right, and if you have like things inside your body, it kind of exudes on the outside, right? So it's almost like how we talk about eating healthy and drinking water. When you see people that are doing that, most of the time you see people with really good skin, right? Because it comes like it's inner going outward, and I don't want to get too detailed in that, but that's how my husband and I found fasting, and I did different forms of that. So you'll know the different forms, and I'll do that in another video if you guys want to know about fasting. But it's more of the different, like 16-8. He did 24 hours for a while. We tried that. And then one day I was like, you know what? For 3 months, I'm going to do alternate day fasting. And when I tell you all the weight that I might have had gained like 20 pounds back from on the program, boom, the weight was gone. But not only that, my body like changed, like, I don't know, like my face, like I felt better. Like I was getting energy and different things. But even through alternate day fasting, I found Dr. Mindy. Now she's a doctor, I am not. So consult your doctor when it comes to fasting. But Dr. Mindy was probably the one person that I found that made it make sense, because she talks about fasting around your cycle. And that's what I'm pretty much going to start doing moving forward, because even watching my husband fast and him dropping weight versus me as a woman and how it kind of changes my body, you'll notice that we're just aren't the same, obviously, but she focuses on us kind of like maneuvering around our hormones, and me being 40 plus. So women over 40, you know, it's like you start to notice these changes in your body and you're like, I don't feel 40, but you know, I am. So it is what it is. But then when you start to notice those changes in your body, you're like, okay, I have to start making different changes. And I noticed that fasting in any form, whether it was 18 hours, 24 hours, alternate day, it just made me feel better. Like my energy was better, because I was trying to take like inositol, like different things. And again, that's other stuff we could talk about later. Just to give you guys like a summary, fasting was the main thing that got my husband and I back on track. And I honestly feel like fasting was the first time that when people talk about, oh, it's a lifestyle change, it's whatever, I used to hate that, because I used to say that in my video, like focus on the moment and live in the moment, which I still believe that. But I have to admit, you will always have to focus on the things you really want to be better in your life. If you want to have better, like more money and a savings, you will always have to budget. You won't budget till you get that certain amount of money and be golden. You know, you won't like lose that certain amount of weight and wait for this big like eruption of like, oh my God, my life is different. Will you feel different? Yes, but it's a constant thing. And we just have to find small ways in our lifestyle to feel like we're not going to do it, just like with this channel, and then get burnt out. And we're going to continually like improve it as we go. And that's where I am. And that's where I just want to kind of let you guys know that I'm sharing with this. So it'll be more of like my health, which is fasting, which is what my husband and I found. And then now I'm going to kind of bridge the gap into talking about wealth, right? So I want to talk to you guys about my income streams. I feel like I want to build multiple income streams, but I want to share that journey with you guys, right? And how I'm doing that. And I'm doing that like not together yet. Like it's not fully done, but my main thing that I feel like is gaining momentum is the Amazon Influencer Program. And I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but if you guys have questions about the Amazon Influencer Program, I feel like this is going to change my life. And now I'm putting it down, saying it on camera. So it's like, now it has to, but I'm just seeing like for the first time, like a steady increase in doing the steps that I'm doing, and things are improving. And again, just like my weight loss, I'm trying to make sure I find systems in this to make it a business so that I don't get burnt out. I mean, you guys, I've sold on eBay, I've done Amazon FBA, I did a podcast, I had a YouTube channel, like all the things you could possibly think about. I think I have a list of all the things that I've tried. I've tried so many things, but it always got to the point where it was like I did it to a very high level, same thing with weight loss, and then I stopped. And I feel like it's always burnout because we don't find like small little habits. It's like we try to like overload it and overdo it on the front end that you get to a point where you're like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore, you know? So anyway, you want to make sure like even in this business, in this Amazon influencer, I want to share my journey as I go because I'm trying to come up with systems. I'm not just trying to like come up with, oh, I'm going to do this really hard for these first few months and then boom, I'm going to make a lot of money. No, I want to find systems where I can create businesses around not just Amazon influencer, but UGC, which is user generated content, but like other online income streams, right? And I want multiple because you ask yourself, people say this all the time. And I used to say it too. It's like, what's your goal? And they say, oh, I want to make 10K. I want to make 10K, right? So like, here's the thing. Okay, so you're saying you want to make 10K, but it's like, you could do that multiple ways. You can have 10 streams of income that make $1,000 and that's simple. You get what I'm saying? Or you could shorten that and have 5 streams of income that bring you in 2K a month. You kind of get what I'm saying? So it's like, if I could even get this Amazon influencer thing to get me at the point where I'm bringing in $1,000 a month, I know that the YouTube stuff like can bring that in, but the main focus on Amazon influencer is affiliate marketing. So I learned about affiliate marketing a long time ago. And what affiliate marketing is, even when I was sharing stuff on my YouTube channel, I didn't know it at scale. Like, I don't even know, I don't have anything with me, but like, let's say this label maker right here, which I actually really like, and I'll put the link below. But like when you share something that you really like and you use, like I'm labeling all my kids' school supplies with this, but like whenever I'm gonna put this down below, like I get a cut from this. The other thing is to like different programs people are using. Like when I start talking about the Amazon influencer program, I'm using some extensions like Oink and ViralView. And then I'm gonna say, okay, well, I actually love those extensions, right? So I'm gonna put them down below. And if you click on my link, whenever you use that product, I'm gonna get some commission. So basically that's affiliate marketing in its simplest form. You kind of get somebody to buy something, and since they affiliated with you and then they decide to go buy that product and give the person who owns it some money, that person gives you a kickback, whether that's Amazon, whether that's the person who has the program, but that's just how they keep the money flowing. Because if I'm selling something for $500 and I say, hey, if you get somebody to buy 5 of these for $500, I'll give you, I don't know, like $80. You're like, wait, I just got to get them to buy that product. Cool, I'll do it. But you get what I'm saying? So we're both making money. Anyway, so that's affiliate marketing in its like grand scheme of things. So I'm going to be talking about that right now. But like I said, the biggest thing I'm going to be talking about is my Amazon influencer and like things that I'm doing to kind of like get to that 1K. Because like I said before, I don't want to be too spread thin and too all over the place where I'm not building that one thing. That one thing has to be built to 1K and I have to figure out those systems. But I also want to make sure I'm keeping my health in check too. So I need to make sure that I'm doing all the things to make sure those kind of work together. I'm not working really hard at night and eating Doritos late at night. You get what I'm saying? So between fasting and learning my body and understanding my health and trying to find like a better diet and making more money, I'm gonna be sharing both of those. So I didn't want to make this too long, which it probably already is, and I'm so sorry. But if you guys are kind of on the same page with me and you're trying to build like your health and your wealth, because listen, girl, I think we deserve to have the conversation about both. And it doesn't matter. I am over 40, and even saying that out loud is crazy because there's a little bit of guilt that I'm saying that with, because I feel like, why haven't I figured it out yet? It's like a little bit embarrassing even for like my kids and stuff, because I've been in this like hamster wheel of weight loss, right? Because I don't know the right way to eat, and I'm not implementing the habits that I need to make sure that my daughters grow up and they're not doing the same thing. And I feel the same in my wealth. I'm not building the systems to make my kids understand that it's not just one way to like get that job, go to work every day so that you can retire and make half of it. Nothing's wrong with that. And that is great too. It's just being able to share with my kids that you could make money that gives you the freedom to move around life and enjoy it while you're here. It's like, even when you buy a house and like you get a house, like me and my sisters were just talking about it. And like when you're about to move, you start making sure everything in the house you're leaving is perfect. And you're like, oh, okay. They're like, oh, you got to redo this. Your realtor's like, you got to redo that. And then when you do all that, your house is so nice. And you're like, why in the heck didn't I make sure my house was like this while I was living in it? So I think that's just my goal for Kaykonvo moving forward, just sharing my journey. And no, I'm not perfect. I'm not a guru. I'm probably going to say something and backtrack and mess up, but it's just me sharing my journey and hoping that, kind of like with the Optavia program, me sharing my Amazon influencer journey will help someone else out along their journey. And we can kind of like go through it together and answer the questions, because there's so many things that I'm doing or jumping to this course or trying to figure this out, and I want to help somebody too along the way. So if you guys have any questions about health or any question about even the Amazon influencer program as of right now, put those down below, and then I could kind of tailor the next video to kind of see what you guys want and focus more on that so we can both help each other. But thank you guys for tuning in, and remember, it's never too late to start building the life you want. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.